Dollar bill, y'all.
Having you here is a blessing, and me being here is a blessing. So we're going to have a great time tonight. Yes, absolutely. We're going to start with the national anthem sung by the Harlem Boys and Girls Alumni Choir. They'll be up and about performing arts. And our finalists are Miss Amina Cole and Miss Tisa Key.
Thank you so much, everyone. I want to give thanks to God first. Don't we always do that? And I just want to thank Blackstreet. This is my second year in a row being nominated. I really appreciate it. I've been acting for a very long time. Took a hiatus to take care of my sick mom, but I'm back and I'm performing. And I'm just very happy to accept this award. I thank all my supporters, all my fans, all my friends and family. This is a wonderful thing, and I'm so proud to be a part of it. Thank you very much.
Our next category is arts and photography. And our finalists are Jimmy Blue Morris, and Tamara Natalie Madden. And the winner is Jimmy Blue Morris.
Everyone, firstly, just thank you Blackstreet for having this night, this ceremony. Definitely an honor. Thank you for the nomination. You know, it's one of those things, I never planned to be a photographer. And first, also, thank you for recognizing photography as an art. Every shot that
The next category is beauty. Our finalists are Najetti Harvey and Diana Booker. And our winner is Devonna Booker. Fashion designer, and I've known her since she was this tall, and her walk is mean. So to be able to present this to you and see how you've grown so much, I'm proud of you, and congratulations. Well, first, I would just like to thank Blackstreet Awards for having me, and this is a great opportunity to move up to the next step. And I would like to thank my mom, my two sisters, Ashley and Diana, and my grandmother, and most of all to my It's been a long time coming. Change gon' come.
I was born by the river in a little tent, and oh, and just like that river I've been running. on the sky. It's been a long time coming. Ooh, change gon' come. Then I go to my brother and I say, brother, help me please. But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. Carry on. It's been a long time. Change gon' come. Oh, yes it will.
More than you'll ever know, man. I love you so much. And finally, but definitely not least, I want to thank my best friend, my lover, my partner, my forever girlfriend, my wife, Lori. You know, people always say, they always get up here and they say, oh, I'd be nothing without her. But honestly, I would be nothing without her. So thank you, baby. I love you. And thank you for this. This is amazing. Thank you.
I was young and didn't have nowhere to run. I needed to wake up and see what's in front of me. There has to be a better way. Sing it again, a better way to show I'm grateful. And so I thought of this song to show my appreciation for loving me so long. You don't know how much you mean to me. Cause even though when times got rough, you never turned away, you right there. And I thank you. When I felt had enough, you never turned away, you right there. And I thank you. Ooh, bop, bop.
Should've survived without you.
Ooh.
And so I thought of a song to show my appreciation for loving me so long. You don't know how much you mean to me, yeah.
But even though when times got rough, you never turned away, you right there. And I thank you. When I felt I had enough, you never turned away, you right there. And I thank you. Da 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 Thank you.
I'd like to first of all thank God
You know, we all have our journey, but you know that we are connected to the Most High. So I like to, first of all, give honor and glory to Him. Give thanks to my mom, who, if you look throughout my whole history, I always mention her, I always talk about her, because my love for music is directly connected to her. She basically forced music down my throat, even when I didn't want to listen to it. But I appreciate her because of her, I'm able to know a lot of things, a lot of records, a lot of history that I probably wouldn't have normally known at my age.
Back to the awards, guys. Back to the awards. Our next award is in the culinary arts. Our finalists are Elaine Lemaire and Andre Houston Mack. Our winner is Elaine Lemaire.
Got the light in my face, so I'm a little dazed. I'd like to thank Judith, who once came to one of my Creole Corner events. I'd like to thank all of those whose shoulders I am standing on today, from my deceased father, my grandma, both my grandmothers, but I'm going to go as far up as Martin Luther King and Jean-Jacques Dessalines, and of course my friend Marie-Jeanne, who's right here tonight, and who made the trip.
Our next category is education. How important is that, education? Our finalists are Luther Dollar and Natalie Leavoy. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. I hope I didn't. And the winner is Natalie Leavoy.
Wow, I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. And to Judith and Blackstreet for recognizing me for the talent that the Creator gave me and how that's been expressed in the community, and bringing education and making that the forefront of our communities and making sure that that passion gets expressed in every community in which we're in. I want to thank my family. My daughter is here and her father's here, Brianna and Tim. Thank you for being there and supporting me, as well as my sisters, my Malik Melody sisters, a nonprofit that I work with, very much involved in civic and social engagement, and a lot of community
Scholarship
activities.
Fund. Jean Alerte and Jakir Bazine. I hope if I'm mispronouncing, I'm so very, very sorry. But you know who you are. Please come to the stage. Let's give them a big round of applause.
In 2012, Mr. Jean Alert authored the book Do Right, Do Good as and to show the journey of his rise to success, and also to inspire others to follow their dreams. In this book, he illustrates 8 key principles in which anyone can follow in their quest towards vision fulfillment. The book was forwarded by Dr. Dennis Kimbrough, who authored Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice, and also was endorsed by Russell Simmons, and I quote, "The powerful and inspiring words of Jean Alert in Do Right, Do Good gives me great confidence in the younger generation. He is a true leader of his generation and someone who continues to do great work."
Last year, I was awarded by the Black Celebration as a trailblazer. And I called Judith this year after the work that we've done, me and my team have done with the Do Right Foundation. And I said, I want to have a Do Right, Do Good award. And I'm going to search and find someone that I feel could fit in this one-time award, right? So I want to partner up with your Black Celebration since I received the award last year. Let me create, I know our community sees that, and for that, I want to award you with the Do Right, Do Good award. So, thank you.
Well, Gene, thank you for those incredibly kind words, and certainly thank you for this beautiful award, and thank you to Blackstreet for this celebration we're having tonight. I was in Washington, D.C. Yesterday, and came back this morning for the Congressional Black Caucus's annual conference. And I was asked the question on a panel yesterday, where were you when the George Zimmerman verdict came in? And I hadn't thought about that moment since the moment happened. And I think all of us in this room certainly can look back at that night on a Saturday and remember where were we at that 9 o'clock hour. But I thought, where was I when I found out that Trayvon Martin was murdered? And where were you when you found out that Trayvon Martin was murdered? We had covered, sadly, hundreds of deaths of young black and brown, mostly men, but also some young women around the country, because what was happening was when a young white child is killed, and I'm white, for anyone who's wondering, but when a young white child is killed, we know their names. They become part of our American vocabulary. They become part of our encyclopedia that is ingrained in our history. John Benet Ramsey was killed over a decade ago. We still know her name. 2 decades ago. Natalie Holloway was killed over a decade ago, and we know her name. But when young black and brown children are killed in this country, they become numbers in a newspaper if we're lucky. And we had covered hundreds of these stories of he has a name and she has a name, and it began in 2009 with a young man killed in Chicago, Illinois named Darian Albert. And on February 26, 2012, a young man was killed walking home on a Sunday night to go watch a basketball game, Trayvon Martin. And as I watched the coverage in the first few weeks, it was only black people talking about Trayvon. And it was only black people in the media, whether it was Melissa Harris Perry at MSNBC or Don Lemon on CNN or Charles Blow in the New York Times. And as a white person, I thought, where are we in this conversation? Yes, Trayvon Martin is a black child, but Trayvon Martin is an American child. And where are we in this conversation? And so I wrote a piece called White People You Will Never Look Suspicious Like Trayvon Martin. And as we celebrated and commemorated the March on Washington just 2 weeks ago, we only talked about a piece of the speech that was the uplifting part of King's speech, the dream part, the inspirational part. But that was just the end of the speech. That was a very controversial speech. It wasn't just about dreams and aspirations. It was about a bounced check that America had given and has given black America. And there's a piece in that speech, if you look at the photographs of the crowd, it was an extraordinarily multiracial audience. And King said in that speech that white people are beginning to realize that their freedom is inextricably bound to the freedom of black people. And 50 years later, we still haven't realized that. We haven't realized that the death of Trayvon Martin, or the death of Darian Albert, or the death of Oscar Grant, or the death of Sean Bell, or the death of Kendrick Johnson, or the death of Jordan Davis, I could go on and on and on. It's not just a black problem, but it's an American problem. 13 people were shot 2 nights ago in Chicago. 13 people. I know it's a Saturday night. I know this is a nice event, and I'm the political guy, so I apologize if the food is not going down so well. But 13 people were shot in Chicago 2 nights ago. One shooting, another mass shooting with an AK-47. 3-year-old shot in the face. Luckily, he survived. But if we do not understand that our freedoms are connected to each other, if I can walk down the street of my hometown, of the city that I love, and a taxi cab will always stop for me. If I can walk down the street and a woman will never grab her purse as she walks by me. If I can walk into a restaurant and nobody will ever ask me to pay before I eat. If I can walk through my neighborhood and nobody ever asks for my freedom papers and asks me why I'm in this neighborhood and what am I doing here, and puts a bullet through my heart with a bag of Skittles and a can of iced tea in my hand. If I have those rights as a white American in this country, And if I take those rights for granted, and if I do not fight for those same rights for every person who's living on this earth, those rights are worthless. Absolutely worthless. So I come to this work as an ally. I come to this work knowing of my white privilege. I come to this work knowing that I have rights in this country that other folks do not. And I will fight every single day so those rights can be received by everybody. I want to thank, we have a 6-month-old child. And this week, he got his first fever, he got his first tooth, and today he woke up in a body full of hives. But his beautiful mother, my girlfriend, I was away. I was in LA and DC and Atlanta, and she took tremendous care, as she always does, of our child, but she is the best person I know, and certainly much more of a fighter than I am. But I thank you for taking care of Mateo this week, and for being here, and I thank you for listening to the words I have to say tonight, and thank you so much.
Hello again, everybody. How y'all doing tonight?
We're gonna test the mics right quick. Y'all mind? Is that okay for y'all? I'm so sorry. Yeah, yeah. Oh no, 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 no. Sounds good. Sounds good. You made me, all the things you told me. You told me, yeah. You said you'd never leave me. We'll be together for eternity. Now it's all in the past. Now I know our love will last. Baby, I will do all I can. Baby, I will be all I am. I'll give you all you had before. So come on in and close the door. Let me show you what I could be. Could you help me say, will you believe in love? And promise that you're gonna love you for life. For
father almost killed me in here. I came all the way from Maryland, so I was like, Dad, we late. He was like, oh, so what? We're gonna get here anyway. And so, but I thank everybody. I thank Blackstreet. I thank God. I thank my parents for supporting everything that I do. My organization, Make My Mother Proud, and for Rockaway and in Queens. I mean, I can't be thankful enough. These kids, they push me every day to do what I have to do. And being in the military for 13 years, I never imagined I'd be working with kids. And to be blessed to work at St. John's University, teaching them, is a blessing. So,
God, I have a real testimony, but I don't have that. So, let me just say that I'm very humbled by this, because I feel like I have so much to do, and because it doesn't mean that much if you're not actually being a blessing, and I just feel like I have
we're nominated. So I was like, I won! So I want to say thank you to Judith and to Blackstreet, and especially to my parents. They were the first ones to teach me that frugal was indeed fabulous. I started a business called The Budgetnista, and I started it because there were no fun financial seminars and workshops and resources for people that look like me.
Music's been my passion since my earliest memory. I've always been inspired by incredible writers with brilliant messages. And as I
continue for Michaela Angela Davis. I'm so light, and my brother used to say that I was translucent. And so I thought you were my brother in translucency, but you are my brother in the community. And I have so much respect for you. Thank you. And my brother Brian, I so appreciate your suit. Did y'all see his suit?
This celebration of black people doing things to forwardly advance other black people in the world in general. I'm a fitness expert, right? And I've been doing this for 18 years, and I help a lot of people, but the thing that I'm really happy about is that I get to help people not only look the part, but become better humans over time, and that's through their bodies. It's amazing that I get an award for doing this, because this is what I would do for free, and this is what I would do for everybody for free. So.
Okay, our next category is team.
And our finalists are Keith Key and Elements of Jazz.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank God. Thank you, Judith and Blackstreet, for creating such a great event. Because a lot of times, us actors, we go unnoticed, especially in the independent world. So I'm glad to get this award. You know, I'm dedicated to everybody that's in the independent film realm, too. Of course, I have to thank my mother, who's my strength, my inspiration. She keeps me grounded. She's my foundation. Also been my bank when I've been broke, too. As a struggling actor. But she's always been there for me. She always encouraged me to keep pushing, and whatever my dreams, goals, aspirations, she always makes sure that I try to achieve them.
Our next category is website. In this day of social media, we know how important this is. Yes, have a great website. Our finalists are Yoshiko Green and Deborah Morstein.
perform. Make you get Jay-Z lyrical on you guys. Okay, our winner is Deborah Morstein.
Good evening, everyone. I am so honored to be here. I almost didn't make it. I missed my train, and I had to figure out how to get here. But I'm very blessed. I feel very honored, as I mentioned. I'd like to thank God for this opportunity, Blackstreet, Judith Jack, and her team for creating a platform for individuals like us to shine.
My name is Kwamika Rashida Howell. Thank you, Judith, and the Blackstreet and the Black Celebration Awards for recognizing all of us and all of the work that we do. Gone above and beyond to have this event happen, and her coordination team to work with me. I thank them so much. I want to thank Alora Khan, who is responsible for this venue and the rental. I want to thank Alerting Carter, who is partnering with us for this evening. I want to thank Gotham City, who is one of our performers. I want to thank the Girls and Boys Harlem Alumni Choir. Weren't they wonderful? They were absolutely wonderful. I want to thank Gregory Machado and his team and his representation. I want to thank Nicholas Payton. I want to thank my brother, Lionel Jacques, who runs up and down with me. He gets the worst of me. Scream at him and he's just still here. I want to thank my significant other, Jimmy. And I want to thank you for being a part of my life. I want to thank you for encouragement. I want you to understand that I do love you. And I'm not apologizing for it. And I want to thank Valley Benjamin Desir, who also deals with me on she gets the worst of it, but I love her. And I want to thank my mother. She is my backbone. That woman, she's a mother of 10. I'm telling you, she has 10, it's 10 of us. So I can't even tell you what we put her through, but I want to thank her for instilling that fight in me. When I was going through cancer, I looked at her and I saw the thing that she was going through and I was like, this is not enough for me to give up. After God, I want to thank her. I want to thank the Blackstreet volunteers, everyone who was a part of it. I definitely want to thank DJ Barry Blends, who was spinning upstairs. I mean, the only reason I wasn't in the middle was because everybody else wasn't. So I was like, let me. I definitely want to thank Worldcast Online Live Entertainment, who is streaming us live, who's streaming this awards ceremony live. I want to thank you guys for being a part of our awards ceremony. I also want to thank the Powerhouse Woman Doing It Big, who supported us, and everyone. It's next week, right, Tiana? It's next week. They have a huge conference, and if you want more information, it's definitely in your gift bags. So before you leave, take a look inside. I know sometimes when you get gift bags, you kind of throw everything away. So don't throw that away. I definitely want everyone to support her. She's a lovely woman who's doing a great job. And I want to thank everybody who is here, the attendees, everyone who's here. You support me. You support Blackstreet, so I want to thank you. And again, if there's something that needs to be done, tell me, and we'll work on it together. And I thank you so much for your support, and I thank you for everything that you're doing. And hopefully, we look forward to the next year, and for it to be bigger and better, and for us to perfect it. Oh, let me not forget, I want to thank our caterers. Oh my goodness, how could I forget our caterers? I'm sorry, I want to thank Dining with Grace, who is who was also responsible for the hors d'oeuvres upstairs, as well as the 3-course meal, as well as the red hats. And Chef Carl Isaiah is responsible for the desserts. So I'm so happy that I can be a part of this event, and they could be a part of it. And without them, I don't know, seriously, without my team, without the supporters, without you guys, I don't know where Black Sheep would be. And I definitely look forward to the 3rd year. So thank you everyone again. And I appreciate everything that you're doing in this Black community. So please, I ask that the honorees do not leave. Please meet us backstage prior to leaving so we can speak with you. Thank you again.